Hello there, everyone. This is Ma'am Marge, and this is another week of video discussions for Gen 006 ethics. Okay, so for this week, we are going to be discussing Module 3 and Module 4. Alright, so we're going to start first with Module 3, and this is entitled Man, a Moral Agent with Freedom and Responsibility. Here are your learning objectives. So you should be able to, at the end of the lesson, be able to state that human is a moral agent and responsible for his or her own actions. And you should also be able to determine the value of freedom as part of decision making in the context of morality. Alright, so when you say a moral agent, okay, this is a person who has the ability to discern right from wrong and to be held accountable for his or her own actions. Meaning to say, if we are a person who knows what is right and what is wrong, and we have a certain degree of knowledge on how we can evaluate the rightness or wrongness of a certain action, then we become a moral agent. Okay, so for a person to be a moral agent, okay, they should have the responsibility not to cause harm to other people. Meaning to say, if you are a moral agent, if you are an agent of morality, aside from knowing how to evaluate the rightness or wrongness of an action, okay, you should also be able to be responsible enough not to cause harm to other people. Now, does everybody become a moral agent? Okay, based on our discussion, okay, not everybody can be a moral agent. Okay, so those people who can only be held responsible for their own actions will be deemed as moral agents. Okay, but for children and for adults with certain mental disabilities may have little or no capacity to be moral agents because they don't know exactly what they're thinking. And since kids doesn't have yet the mature mentality of determining the rightness or wrongness of an action, makes them not worthy of being a moral agent yet. Okay, and for those people with mental disabilities, since they have lapses in judgment and they cannot actually decide for themselves, okay, then they become they don't conform with what a moral agent is. Okay, now, what is the foundation of our knowledge when it comes to humans, okay, being moral agents? Okay, what's the basic foundation? Saan nga ba nagmumula kasi yung pagiging moral agent natin as humans? Okay, because according to Badboard 2010, okay, we are being deemed as moral agents because of the fact that only humans are capable of that. Okay, meaning to say only humans are rational animals. Okay, it is their being rational that makes humans humans. Our being rational is what sets us apart from animals. Okay, so since we are the only rational being among all the animals in the kingdom, okay, then it's therefore our destiny to be the only moral agents. Okay, so the basis or the foundation of the thought and the concept that humans are moral agents is because of the thought that humans are capable of rational thinking. And if we are capable of rational thinking, then definitely we are, that sets us apart from other animals in the kingdom, and that makes us moral agents because we are capable of rational thinking. All right. Now, for humans having this rational thinking, okay, according to Aristotle, okay, this rational thinking, this being rational, which sets us apart from other animals, is our nature, is our natural function. Okay, it's our natural function. According to Aristotle, he believed that All entities have their own functions and purposes. Okay, humans as well. All right, and based on that thought of Aristotle, if we have a certain function and if we perform that function well, if we do our duties well, okay, it doesn't label us as someone who is expert in um, a certain occupation, or we're not being deemed as excellent in a certain area or what. The fact that we do our job well, we do our function well as rational beings makes us an excellent person. That's it. It doesn't have to be that you are so good in your work that you become excellent, that only then that you become excellent. No. The fact that our function as moral agents to exercise rationality. If we do that part well, if we become so good in performing our rational thinking, okay, then that becomes, the basis of our being excellent. Okay, and that's excellence for us, not just because you are good at something, not because you excel in a certain skill, okay, but because you are human and you are deemed a rational person, and you are deemed rational because that's what sets you apart from the animals in the kingdom, okay? And if you do perform that function well, okay, then you achieve excellence, okay? That's how Aristotle described rationality as man's natural function, okay? Now, for in case of responsibility and freedom, okay, so this goes hand in hand, okay? With freedom comes responsibility, okay? To accept the consequences of our choices and to respect and protect each other's freedom, okay? If we exercise our freedom, okay, without instilling in us the sense of responsibility, okay, there will be chaos, there will be anarchy, okay? If we all exercise our freedom without taking into account being responsible for the consequences of exercising our freedom, okay, then we don't care about other people anymore, okay? Say for instance, freedom of expression, okay? Freedom of expression. You want to express yourself. You want to say what you want to say, okay? But yes, that could be considered as freedom, but what are the ramifications? What are the consequences of you being able to say whatever you want to say, okay? Of course, there would be someone who would get hurt with what you have said. Some people might have a different connotation of what you have said, okay? Some people might misinterpret what you have said, okay? And it will cause them to, hurt their feelings, okay? Now, for freedom, okay, every time we exercise our freedom, there is always a corresponding responsibility to be, to think of the ramifications, to think of the consequences of that particular freedom that you have exercised, okay? Not everyone will respect that responsibility voluntarily. Freedom without mutual responsibility is the law of the jungle. Anarchy, guys, okay? That's gonna be chaos, okay? I want to say whatever I want to say. You also would like to say whatever you wanted to say. And if we clash together, okay, then we don't regard, okay, we don't care for other people's feelings anymore, okay? You don't care if people are going to get hurt about what you said. And that's not what it means to exercise freedom. Freedom, when you exercise freedom, it's always in conjunction with being responsible for the consequence and the ramification of exercising that freedom. With freedom comes responsibility. All right? All right, so that concludes our discussion of Module 3. Okay, after watching this video, please watch the next video discussion on Module 4 of Gen 006. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more videos on our ethics lessons. Thank you very much. Until our next discussion, bye guys!